I still feel rough. Maybe I did need a day off. Maybe I do need to rest up. But the next steps of the van, we're going to sand back the last bits of rust. We can paint over it, cover the holes with the silicone in the floor, the 522 Caravan silicone, and then put the wooden frame in. So coffee, editing, van, streaming. Let's go. But before we got to the van, a new delivery arrived, which is one of my favourite things to do. Our skylight has arrived. The Adventurer skylight comes with a fly net and a blind cover and an LED light. Now it's time to get back in the van. So we start with the usual routine of removing everything from the van. However, I did have a plan to make a cable first. I had a dehumidifier and a portable washing machine, both of which are DC inputs that plug into a normal mains. I wanted to make my own cable so I could plug them directly into the power bank and not need to use AC. My way of doing this was to cut the original cables and then place a plug on each side of the cable, meaning I can interchange these cables as and when I need. So now instead of a UK standard plug, it's now using a DC pin plug, which will plug directly into my power bank. All I need to do is set my power bank to 9 volts, just like the dehumidifier is rated at, and then press the button and away it goes. Lovely. And the good way about doing it like this, if I want to reconnect the old UK plug, I can just disconnect my 2 cables and reconnect it. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, watch the video 27 times. So now I had a little play with the cables, let's get back to the job at hand, which is to finish this rust preparation and then finally get this van painted with some rust protection paint. This is easily one of those tasks you can overthink, overcomplicate. You just want to get as much as the rust as possible. And if you mid the odd tiny spot, I guess it's not going to do any major harm. Painting this I did find quite satisfying, as it made my rusty looking floor look nice and sparkling clean like it just come out the factory. The only thing you got to be careful of is not to stand on the paint or trap yourself in. The other thing I had to be wary of is the cold temperatures. It does recommend a temperature of at least 8 degrees, so this is something I did have to bear in mind. And obviously I can't put my stuff back in. And I'm still not feeling well, so I will be staying here the night anyway, so I just need to move my stuff out of the way in the backyard. However, I now come across another big problem. So I've just finished streaming and my lights started doing this weird flashing thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. No, it stopped now. But my lights were flashing and the batteries died. I don't know how I've managed to flatten the battery. It must be the amount of lights that are in there. And obviously they're not going to be LEDs, are they? So they're probably draining the battery. And it's just flattened the battery. And now I'm stuck on my mum's drive. I've got to try and move it. So I'm gonna have to try and find some jump leads and maybe start it from a car. But I feel like the battery's gonna be buggered now. Anyway, that's the update. Luckily, I did manage to find a trickle charger amongst the tools Steffi lent me. So I connected this up and left it overnight. This is only a 1.5 amp, so this is gonna take a long time to get enough power into it. But we'll leave it overnight and see what happens. See you in tomorrow's vid.